So we move on to self-defense, the physical skills of self-protection, the smallest element of self-protection, although it's the part that you'll probably cover at least 50% in the self-protection course, probably more. And it's the part that we often think about. The reason why it's the smallest part is because good self-protection training contains personal security information, which should make up part of your everyday behavior. So you're practicing that all the time. If you're practicing self-defense on a regular basis, then you're hanging around in the wrong places and you're making some really, really poor personal security decisions there. So self-defense is where things go wrong. It's the legal term for what you will do in a situation if somebody is to attack you. It's your counter-assault tactics. And my view is that in order for it to be effective, it should be pressure tested. It should be proactive in nature, the whole essence of this two-part vlog. And it should have a preemptive element. And preemption itself deserves its own vlog, as does the tactic that is used to set up legally justifiable and effective preemptive tactics, the fence. So what's the fence? The fence is a term coined by and popularized by one of my teachers, Jeff Thompson. He's wrote a book on it. He did a video on it. He speaks about it in several of his books. And quite simply, it's the interview stage of an assault when someone's facing you head on. You preempt the situation by using some form of object. It's a concept. It's not a technique. It's a concept. You put some sort of object between you and the other person to gauge whether or not they're going to be physical. So that's your justifiable reason to act preemptively, if you like. You are seeing if this person's going to be an imminent threat to you. Obviously, you should be looking for your exit points. You should be trying to work out how you're going to extricate yourself from this situation. But you can be cornered. Your area might be blocked off, so it might be difficult to access the exit immediately, or you might be protecting somebody. So in that case, a fence can come in useful. So fences are the sort of thing that you can practice every day. You should practice with people who you know, without telling them, obviously, by using hand gestures, which is the most common way you see the fence being demonstrated. And if it's being demonstrated effectively, those hand gestures should be indistinguishable from normal hand gestures. Typically, in the crudest way, it comes up as a stop sign. But again, adjust your stop sign so it doesn't look too much like a police officer directing traffic. But get used to just putting your hand up just to stop somebody from moving forward. And again, it's the sort of thing that you want to be working on their subconscious when you're talking to people, when you're controlling space. But also, it's a great way just to gauge whether that physical action is going to happen in a situation. So that's the preemptive part of it. So that is the setting up your action rather than reaction. You're not waiting for somebody to physically do something to you, but you're giving them, if you like, an obstruction to clear in order to do something. So you're working in a type of reaction, so to speak, but you're proactively putting that in place, if that makes sense to everybody. Makes sense to me. Anyway, proactivity, proactive nature, that's carrying through all of this. And this might even come to the extent of you being able to regain the initiative. So, we don't always we're not always able to prevent a situation, just like we're not always able to preempt our actions. We might be shoved, at which point we might need to put up an emergency fence, a placating hand gesture, which might be enough. Hopefully it will be to deter someone searching in a socially violent situation. But from that point onwards, we are regaining the initiative because now we know if they come forward that this physical situation is going to continue. But in many instances, it could be that you could be involved in the in-fight stage. So somebody's already attacked you, they've ambushed you, and let's face facts, the majority of assaults are ambush in nature. Therefore, you are going to be responding to that assault. So does that mean that you're going now back to block and punch, that all that stuff is all forgiven and it's all okay? No, it's not, because now you're not going to be responding in a negative way. You're going to be going forward in your own positive way. You're being proactive because you're regaining the initiative and you're getting back onto the front foot. Ever think about your self-protection situations, about getting you on the front foot, controlling the situation? You haven't asked to be assaulted in whichever stage of the conflict you're looking at. So whether it's the pre-incident situation, you haven't asked to be involved in this, or whether you're at the in stage. where things are kicking off. So you are intercepting it on some level. So that again, you can still be proactive. So even when you're having to readapt in the situation, again, a lot of it is making ownership. You are taking ownership of that situation still. So you're still going forward. There's still the forward pressure, still putting yourself on the front foot. And that's how you can remain to be proactive. So if you're interested in courses that reflect these ideas, please get in contact. If you've got any questions, please also get in contact. And I hope to hear from you all soon.